G'day and welcome to the video. In this video we'll be covering part 1 of the process to create, rig, texture and animate a Minecraft player character for use as a VTuber. We will be using Blender along with other free add-ons and software to create and manage our resulting virtual reality models. First, we need to get ourselves a copy of Blender. We need to get a copy of the VRM Blender add-on. While not necessary to create a Minecraft rigged model, we will also set up a VRoid Hub account so that we can quickly assess the accuracy of our exported virtual reality models. And we will also select our VTube software of choice to put the final model in. We will test the VRM function with a basic model, and then also with a simple humanoid model export. Blender can be downloaded from blender.org. The download option is at the top of the page. From the download option, select the appropriate architecture for your computer and download the latest version. Once complete, extract the app to an appropriate location. Open Blender to check that it starts up properly. It seems to open OK, so we'll check the version. Okay, the version installed is 4.1.1. There's a couple of ways to see if we have VRM support. The simplest is to see if we can export to VRM. So we'll check File, Export, and see that there is no VRM option. The VRM add-on for Blender is available from vrm-addon-4-blender.info. We'll click the download link to get the latest version, which for these tutorials is 2.20.37. It will download a simple zip file that will then load into Blender as an add-on. In Blender, we go to Edit Preferences, then select the Add-ons option. Scrolling through the list of installed add-ons, we don't have a VRM option, so we'll be installing the downloaded zip file. Click the Install button at the top of the Preferences window, find the download location for the zip file, and click Install. A successful installation will be notified with a notice at the bottom of the main Blender window. At this point, the add-on has been installed, but it isn't actually activated for use in Blender. We find the module by searching for VRM format with the search option and click to enable the add-on. Before creating a VRM, we'll set up the remaining third-party support. First, we'll create an account at pixiv.net. With the pixiv account active, we will go to the VRoid.com site. The site menu is the 3 horizontal lines at the top left corner of the screen. Click those and we will select VRoid Hub. The reason we needed a pixiv account is because it is the account used to log into the VRoid Hub, which is where we will upload our VRM files to check their validity. We'll take a quick look at some other VTube software options. The first is VRoid Studio, which we can find at vrroid.com/studio. Secondly, there is Live2D Cubism, which we can find at live2d.com. Finally, we'll consider 3teen, which is found at 3teen.com. These first two options are excellent applications for developing anime-style characters from a given starting point. However, they do not support external VRM import, so are not suitable for what we are trying to achieve with this set of tutorials. 3teen has paid and free versions available, and the system requirements are readily available on the website. Here we are looking at the free version, with the download option being available towards the bottom of the page. With the free version of 3teen installed and opened, we note it already has a VRM character loaded for us to manipulate. The app has flyover menus on the left and right side of the window. To control the character, we want the second menu option, to move the avatar in motion. This gives us a window that has a variety of pre-configured motion templates that are applied to the character. It is also possible to manipulate the facial expressions and mouth movement by selecting the first menu option from the left side. Again, this opens a window where we have a range of pre-configured motion templates that can be applied to the character. Now that we have configured the third-party elements, we will create our first VRM model in Blender. With the default cube, all we need to do is File, Export to VRM. Pick a suitable name and location for the VRM and save it. For this model, we'll use Simplebox as its name. With the file saved, we'll load it to our profile at VRoid Hub and see what we get. In VRoid Hub, we click the Submit Character button, then give it a sensible name. We can click the arrow to upload from our computer, or just drag the VRM file directly onto it. Click Upload, and we'll shortly see our brand new VRM appear on the screen. Our VRM cube is successfully loaded, and we can use the mouse buttons and scroll wheel to do basic movement of the resulting model. However, its motion is random. We've loaded the VRM into 3-teen using the avatar selection option from the left flyover menu. However, we can see that there's a problem. The cube, while it loaded successfully, is embedded in the ground plane. We will see that as the tutorials proceed, that there are a number of model setup considerations we need to keep in mind to have our model appear correctly. It is fun to manipulate the cube and see it respond to the direction. We know the VRM export works, and now we'll test it with a simple humanoid model. From Blender, we create a new general model via File, New, General. Our starting cube is back, and there are a few ways we can generate the VRM humanoid skeleton. One option is the VRM menu on the right side of the workspace. We'll click Create VRM Model and see that a stick skeleton is now sticking out of our cube. In the Scene Collection list to the right of the active workspace, we see that a new element called Armature has appeared and is selected. The orange outline highlight in the workspace verifies that this is currently selected. We'll change the selected object to the cube and start scaling it. The easiest way to do this is via the Object tab in the information panes below the Scene Collection on the right of the workspace. Object is identified as the orange square with an orange outline. We will directly change the scale of the cube to 0.2 on all axes, and do this by directly entering into the scale option of the transform part of the object pane. We'll now move to the relations part of the object pane and set the cube's parent to armature. Then we set the parent type to bone, and finally we select the bone linkage as spine. This moves the cube directly to the spine location on the armature and forms the torso of our humanoid VRM. Next, we'll introduce the head. There's a couple of ways to form the primitive, but we'll right-click in the workspace and select Mesh UV Sphere. We'll stop here a second. Right-clicking to add a mesh works in Blender 4.1 due to the context menu extension that Blender 4.1 is supplied with. However, there is no guarantee that this extension is going to remain available after Blender 4.2. As a result, the preferred method to bring up the Add context menu is Shift-A. From there, you then select Mesh Cube. This is one of those times where watching a video based on an earlier Blender version can have functionality moved around from the version you're working with, and it can be hard to work out where it now is. So, from now on, when we're adding meshes in our models, we'll be using Shift-A to bring up the context menu. Then, we'll repeat the scaling process, this time setting to 0.25 on each axis, and then the relation for the sphere will be set to armature, parent, bone, and linkage, head. We'll create the various limb components using icospheres. Create them much the same as the head sphere, but right-click, Mesh, Icosphere. Set the scale to 0.1 along each axis. Set the relation to armature, parent, bone, and linkage to upper arm left. Repeat the same process 7 more times, setting upper arm right, lower arm left and right, and the upper and lower for each leg. With the model elements in place, we file, export to VRM, and give it a sensible name. We should also save the Blender work file as well. As with the Simple Cube VRM, we'll import the simple humanoid we just created to VRoid Hub so that we can see if it's a valid file. We click Submit Character, give it a sensible name, and then select Drag the VRM file into the upload interface. And now the moment of truth, as we see if the model appears and looks something like we are hoping. And we have success. We position the model to see enough of what we're hoping to see, and watch as it goes through some simple motion paths. With a successful model export, we now want to see if it's something we can manipulate in our VTube software. We bring it into 3-teen, and the fact it appears upright and in the same basic pose as VRoid Hub is a good sign. Now, we have some fun with function checks and put the model through some motion paces. It won't give us any facial expressions, since it doesn't have any of those elements, but it can still do the rest. Of note, if you are using 3-teen and had the interface in Japanese, you need to go to Settings in the right flyover menu, then the top right tab, which is for System, and then the first drop-down list, which is Language. The options, in order, are Japanese, English, Simplified Chinese, and Traditional Chinese. Select the language you want for the interface going forward. Okay, so let's wrap up what we've achieved this video. We installed Blender 4.1. We installed the add-on for the virtual reality model format. We created the necessary pixiv account for our VRoid Hub so that we can test our VRM exports. We installed a VTuber application that supports VRMs, this being 3-teen. We tested workflows with a simple cube VRM. We then tested again with a simple humanoid VRM and verified we could manipulate the resulting model. In the next part, we'll start on our Minecraft player character model. See you then.